Daily Words of God. This time around, God comes to do work not in a spiritual body, but in a very ordinary one. Moreover, not only is it the body of God's second incarnation, it is also the body through which God returns to the flesh. It is a very ordinary flesh. You cannot see anything that makes him stand out from others, but you can gain from him previously unheard of truths. This insignificant flesh is what embodies all the words of truth from God, undertakes God's work in the last days, and expresses the whole of God's disposition for man to understand. Do you not desire greatly to see the God in heaven? Do you not desire greatly to understand the God in heaven? Do you not desire greatly to see the destination of mankind? He will tell you all these secrets that no man has been able to tell you. And he will also tell you of the truths that you do not understand. He is your gate into the kingdom, and your guide into the new age. Such an ordinary flesh holds many unfathomable mysteries. His deeds may be inscrutable to you, but the entire goal of the work he does is sufficient enough to allow you to see that he is not, as people believe, a simple flesh. For he represents the will of God and the care shown by God toward mankind in the last days. Though you cannot hear his words seeming to shake the heavens and earth, though you cannot see his eyes as a flame of fire, and though you cannot receive the discipline of his iron rod, nevertheless, you can hear from his words that God is wrathful, and know that God is showing compassion for mankind. You can see the righteous disposition of God and his wisdom, and moreover, realize God's solicitude for all mankind. The work of God in the last days is to allow man to see the God in heaven living among men on earth, and to enable man to know, obey, revere, and love God. This is why he has returned to the flesh for a second time. Though what man sees this day is a God that is the same as man, a God with a nose and two eyes, and an unremarkable God, in the end, God will show you that if this man did not exist, heaven and earth would undergo a tremendous change. If this man did not exist, the heavens would grow dim, the earth would be plunged into chaos, and all mankind would live amid famine and plagues. He will show you that if God incarnate did not come to save you in the last days, then God would have long ago destroyed all mankind in hell. If this flesh did not exist, then you would forever be arch sinners, and you would be corpses evermore. You should know that if this flesh did not exist, all mankind would face an ineluctable calamity and find it impossible to escape the even more severe punishment that God metes out to mankind in the last days. Had this ordinary flesh not been born, you would all be in a state where you beg for life, without being able to live, and pray for death, without being able to die. If this flesh did not exist, then you would not be able to gain the truth and come before the throne of God today, but rather you would be punished by God because of your grievous sins. Did you know that were it not for the return of God to the flesh, none would have a chance at salvation? And were it not for the coming of this flesh, God would have long ago put an end to the age of old? This being so, are you still able to reject the second incarnation of God? Since you can derive so many benefits from this ordinary man, why would you not gladly accept him?
The work of God in the last days is to let men see God in heaven live with men on earth, and to allow men to know Him, obey Him, love Him, revere Him. That's why to flesh again He has returned.
What men see today is a God like themselves, with a nose and with eyes, ordinary like other men. God will show you that if this man did not exist, then heaven and earth would change beyond recognition. Heaven would be dim and the earth would be in chaos. Man would live in famine and he would live amid plagues. Without God incarnate salvation, man would have been in hell long, long ago. Sinners all and corpses evermore. Every nation in the end shall worship this ordinary man. They'll give thanks, obey the one they thought so insignificant, because it is the truth, the way, the life He brought that has saved all of mankind. You should know that if this flesh did not come to be, all of mankind would face a great calamity, a stranger punishment man could not escape, one that God leads out to Him in the last days. If this ordinary flesh this ordinary man. They'll give thanks, obey the one they thought so insignificant, because it is the truth, the way, the life, the blood that has saved all of mankind. Have God not returned to the flesh? No one would be blessed with the chance of salvation. If it were not for the coming of His flesh, God would have long ago brought an end to the old age. It is because of the incarnate God that you have the chance to live on. All of this good fortune that you have had has been because of this ordinary man. Every nation in the end shall worship this ordinary man. They'll give thanks, obey the one they thought so insignificant, because it is the truth, the way, the life, the blood that has saved all of mankind. And He's the conflict between man and God, brought them closer, built connections between each of their thoughts. And it's also He who's obtained even greater glory for God. Is He not worthy of your trust, adoration? Is such an ordinary flesh unfit to be called Christ, God's expression? Isn't such a man who has spared mankind from disaster deserving of your love and your wish to hold on to Him?